and punch it. Oh, wow. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over a 2021 Genesis G80 with the 3.5 liter V6. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to Genesis of Sandy for giving me some time with this G80. Check out their inventory and link below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3.5 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 375 horsepower and then 391 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the G80. So first off, we've got the Genesis logo here front and center, and then we have the signature kind of divot there in the middle of the hood. And then coming here to the side, we've got the full LED lights here with the accent light below and then above those lights respectively. And then we've got the parking sensors here along the front, and notice that they're kind of hidden so you can't really see them all that well, which is great. We've got the sensor integrated into the front of the grille as well. And then just overall, I think this all looks great together aesthetically. It definitely has a nice, imposing look to it, and that's everything for the front. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 45mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then as for the spoke design, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We've got the gigantic Genesis brake caliper right there. And then we've got the turn signal lights here on the side, which I think look fantastic. And then notice with the mirror, you've got the white on the top and then the black on the bottom to create some nice contrast. And the whole roof is pretty much black, creates some more nice contrast. And other than that, here's your full side view. You can see it's a pretty large sized luxury car. Now popping here into the trunk area, you can see that since this is such a big sedan, we have a massive trunk, tons of storage space. And then if we lift this up, we do have the spare tire just underneath where it's gonna live its days. And yeah, other than that, that's everything for the trunk area. We've got the lock button, and then this lowers down the trunk. So yeah, even though it's a sedan, you don't have to lower it yourself. Let's finish things up here in the rear. So first off, I love how the roof's all black because it kind of comes down into the window area, and I think that looks good design-wise. Got the LED lights back here. We've got our G80 and then our four-wheel drive 3.5T logo. And then we've got the parking sensors here at the bottom with the exhaust tips just down below right there. And that's everything for the back. Now here's the door panel in the rear. First off, we've got this nice sunshade, and then we've got wood trim here with the leather down below. Really nice metallic trim for the window controls. And you can see the speakers for the sound system. And then here are the seats in the back. So we've got this really cool design here with the leather, and the stitching looks really good. And we'll quickly pop in so you guys can see legroom and then headroom as well. I actually fit back here pretty comfortably. Notice we got some storage space right there. We've got climate controls on that portion, and then if we pull this down, so you have to click a little tab, we've got the seats right here, and that's the shade for the rear, and then we've got some cup holders, some extra storage. Pretty cool. And let's head to the front. Here's the door panel in the front. So we've got really nice wood trim here with the leather down below, all of our window controls in this area with the memory seats. And then you guys can see the speakers for the sound system look fantastic. And then here's the seat at the front. So we've got really nice leather here with this cool stitching design down the center. Your adjustments there on the side of the seat. And pop in quickly so you guys can see, got the pedals right here with the light control right there, and then notice we've got the auto stop start as well as the stability control, and then the parking brake, and then that is for the rear hatch. And yeah, that's all for that. Here's our steering wheel in the G80. We've got really nice leather all around the steering wheel, and then contrasted stitching there in the center portion. We've got our controls here for like the cruise control, pages button on one side, voice command controls on the other side with the volume controls. Nice paddle shifters there in the back. Got the little turn signal / light stock, windshield wiper stock on the other side, and that's all for the steering wheel. Here's the center gauge cluster. It's pretty interesting because the speedometer is an analog gauge, but then the tachometer is a digital gauge. So it's kind of interesting to see both of them next to each other. And then we have that center screen, which you can scroll through a couple of different bits of information on the G80, nothing too crazy. And then we do have some different drive modes we can go between. So we've got a comfort, sport, eco, and then custom that you can go between, and that's all for that. Here's the center infotainment system. First off, we'll pop it into reverse. You guys can see the backup camera. It does have trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and then we've got the parking sensors there in the front and in the rear. Now, aside from that, as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time on it is fantastic. And notice that, I mean, yeah, instantaneous. We've got the sounds of nature, which is great. And then notice with the seats, you can actually adjust these from the screen if you actually press the button. I sadly did not press it fully, but you've got all those different adjustments with the seats. And then you actually can control the screen via a little dial thing. Definitely interesting with the use, but it's actually relatively easy to use between the dial and then also the touchscreen. So whichever you prefer, you can basically do. Really nice leather here on the dash and then down below. And then notice with the vents how the metallic trim connects between them. I think that's pretty cool design-wise. And then the hazard light button just kind of right there in the middle of the sea of wood. And then down here we've got analog controls for the radio and then also for like navigation, all that fun stuff. Climate controls as well. This has heated and cooled seats for the front and then a heated steering wheel on top of that. And then underneath here, we've got some extra storage space, wireless phone charger with some USBs, and then if you don't want to see it, just press that and then it'll cover that up. And then we have this whole section here. Again, this controls the infotainment system. That's like the volume for the radio. And then we have the nice crystal dial shifter, which the actuation on it feels fantastic. A couple cup holders here with more wood trim. And then we've got our drive mode select here with the camera button to turn it on. And then also the parking sensors, like if you press that, it'll just, sorry about that, pull up the camera. You guys can see that right there, and that's all for that. Center console, which you have to press the button there, and then that'll open her up, and storage space pretty good. We've got a 12 volt inside of that, and then coming over to the glove box, lined with felt, we've got nice metallic trim for the actual opener, which is definitely a nice solid feature. And then finishing things here at the very top, notice you've got these controls right here for the panoramic sunroof that goes to the back, and then we've got the sunglass holder here, and again, nice trim there on the sunglass holder, and that's all for the top. Now here's our window sticker. Feel free to freeze the frame if you're going to read all of the options that this comes with from the factory. Not a whole lot of additional equipment. So you guys can see the total MSRP, $63,675. Wait a little bit longer. Let's take it out and see how it drives. We are setting off here in the G80 with the 3.5 liter turbocharged engine. And first off, let's talk about the road noise and the ride quality. Ooh, nice Jaguar F-Type. Anyways, ride quality, really smooth. It definitely feels like a nice luxury car, so you definitely do get that from it. And then we'll see how the brakes are up here. Yeah. Braking definitely feels great, and then we'll kind of get a little turn here. Yeah, pretty solid. Definitely feels peppy with that 3.5 liter V6, but we will pop it over into the sport mode so we can have our fun, sporty, aggressive driving. And we'll be able to see if we can really feel a power difference between the two cars. And punch it. Oh, wow. Yeah, there is definitely a difference. I will tell you that right now. Now, like I said, the 2.5 is no slouch, but this thing is definitely quick. It's got some legs, let me tell you. And I'll pop it over into the manual mode. Transmission is just as responsive. Yeah, but the biggest difference you feel is really the torque. It's just that punch off the line is just so much more substantial with the 3.5 liter engine versus that 2.5 liter engine. And then sound definitely sounds nicer, right? I mean, that's just what's going to happen when you have a larger displacement engine. It is going to have a little bit of a nicer orchestra under the hood. But yeah, I mean, overall, yeah, that's quick. That is the engine that this car is meant to have. And again, like I said, the 2.5 is no slouch, but this just feels right. It's so punchy, so powerful. And again, it's really got some legs to it. And I mean, when you drive them back to back, again, a 2.5 doesn't feel slow, but this kind of makes it feel a little bit slow, I guess, is the best way for me to put it. But let's get into summing things up here with this 3.5 liter version, and then just kind of with this G80 in general. So you guys know I'm a huge fan of the G80 aesthetics on the outside. I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. Interior is great. You've got really nice leather to look at. All the touch points are nice as well. A really comfortable car, smooth ride quality, and yeah, it just does a really good job. I think the turbo lag might be less too. It seems like this is a little bit more responsive also. I guess, obviously I interrupted myself, but you guys, it happens all times in these videos. Yeah, I think that this has a little bit less turbo lag, so I guess there's another difference with the acceleration. But yeah, really good luxury car. It's actually quick, has a sporty edge to it. The steering weight's up nicely, and yeah, it drives great. I really like how this drives. Now, which engine would I pick? It's a tough one because there is a pretty big price difference, right? 56 grand versus 63 grand. That's no joke. But I guess what I will say is this powertrain it feels like it's meant for this car. It's a pretty big car, and that 2.5 liter engine moves it, but this really moves it, and you just don't have that same annoying lag. Like, it lags a little bit, but it's got some legs to it, and it really moves, and you don't have the same amount of lag. And that torque difference is huge. Like, it really does make a difference with these cars. And so I guess that what I'd have to say is, if you just wanted luxury cruiser, 2.5 will be great and you'll get better fuel economy. But if you really want some power when you put your foot down, and you want something that's actually more on the exciting side of things from a driving perspective, then the 3.5 liter engine is going to be great because it's responsive, and again, it actually makes this luxury car feel exciting. It just adds this level of excitement to it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so yeah, now let's get some things up for our video on this 2021 Genesis G80 with the 3.5 liter turbocharged engine. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to Genesis of Sandy for giving me some time with this G80. Check out their inventory and link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.